Greetings, Holy Ones. I am your
Oh.
brother Thavian. Welcome. As
Yeah,
we
this
talk
guy.
about
We'll
our
go ahead and
inner
start with
spirit,
him.
our soul, and the essence of our being, I like to delve into the concept of consciousness. That's something we all have. We all possess
Consciousness.
consciousness, but its nature and origin remains a mystery to most people. The prevailing scientific viewpoint tells us that consciousness emerges as a limited byproduct of the intricate electrical interactions within our biological.
Okay, I would agree with what he's saying here. How like the naturalists and the science guys are like, no, our conscience or mind is just this emergent property from our brain, which doesn't make any sense. Like, what's an emergent property? Like, what's the distinction between that emergent property and the brain? And how is it not just more of the brain? It, it, they never have an answer for it either. I've heard a lot of guys get asked this questions who hold this materialist, naturalist view, and they just don't know. I'm gonna need these for this one. I'm gonna need these for this one because
Ooh, wow. Gay.
That is pretty gay.
it's pretty gay. But I have a feeling. Now I've watched a little bit of this video that this guy has on this, and he winds up in the same position that the materialists are. I mean, he's still just talking about energies, and it's still just he's still stuck in the material and hasn't even gotten to the immaterial. Just talking about energies is not you're not doing anything different. You're just adding a little bit of flavor to it, and the whole new agey jargon, and thinking that you're special, but you're not. You're not. But let's keep listening.
Brain. Consequently, they assert that once the brain ceases its operations, well, consciousness and hence our existence dissipates, which means you're gone and you no longer exist and never will ever again, apparently.
Why are you holding a walking stick while you are sitting? It just makes you look mystical. These people are weird. Like I like I can't be too mad at the people that are like falling for this stuff, because they've been led by all this like naturalist philosophy that's been kind of governing our society for the last 50, 100 years or whatnot, and they're realizing that that's not it. But then they had these bad experiences with religion, and they're like, well, I don't want to do that, so I got to find something else. And they pretty much just latch on to anything that just sounds profound to them. But I mean, as you listen to these guys, like this guy in particular, like they're not saying anything substantial. They're just, it's just truth or prattle. That's all it is. They're just prattling on about nonsense. Well, let's go.
This is what science is teaching you. These are the experts. Remember, they don't even believe in the soul. On the other hand, we have another
True.
conflicting experts, the religious ones, whose perspective attribute the creation of consciousness to God the Father Jehovah, or Allah,
Of course, they
or
show the little
Brahma.
hat people.
God made you, and asserting that our conscious existence and divine favor hinge
Oh, the
on
black
our
cube.
obedience to specific rules and commandments, and that there are certain things you have to do or you will not be loved by God. You will not go to heaven, and you will not be able to experience your consciousness in a joyful way.
You mean that there's a standard? There's a standard to how we're supposed to act? And that there's consequences. Sorry, my
Gosh, my brain just literally pooped.
it does that from time to time. Ugh.
So basically, we have two distorted
See, I got
paradigms
smoke
in our
too.
society that we've been raised with since we
I could
were
be like one of
children.
these Gurus.
Historically, religious principles
No.
were the foundations of our societies. However, over the past 2 centuries, science has emerged as a new guiding light. Science started to become the new God, challenging and
Yeah.
sometimes replacing traditional religious tenets. But neither religion or science has the full truth. The inner
Oh.
Christos law of one advocates that all
Inner Christos law of one. Where'd you get that from? I made it up. I got a buddy that I used to work with, and he goes into all this stuff, and we've had some back and forth on Facebook and stuff like that. And he always talks about how there's all these people, these religions, and all this other stuff. They just have half of the truth. They don't have the full truth. And I'm like, well, what is it? But they can't ever tell you.
humans inherently possess profound truths within their cellular makeup that you were
We have truth inside of truth is truth a substance now? See, they still go into the material. It's still all just material. I mean, I guess it's better than saying that, truth is just a concept and just descriptive. But what in that, like, point out which one of those little cells is truth? Like, how do we like, is it written on there? Like, is one of them gonna have like a big old badge that says, "Hey, I'm truth"?
born with more information stored in your cells than you can find in any book, in any library, transcending the collective knowledge of all libraries on Earth. And by tapping into this profound
You didn't point out which
reservoir
part of it's truth,
information,
though.
you will not need the books and libraries anymore. You can unlock unparalleled insights about your origins, purpose, and broader cosmic connections because you have your own living library right within your DNA template, rendering any external sources of knowledge and information obsolete. This is the actual nature of consciousness. Our body, specifically,
This is just further promoting relativism. We all have the truth inside of us. We just have to think hard about it and meditate, and we'll figure it out. And if someone doesn't agree with us, well, I guess they just have different truth inside of them. It's also tiresome.
what the Guardians call our DNA template, is a treasure.
The Guardians. Who the hell are the Guardians? Is that like some Marvel movie? Guardians of the Galaxy? You got a little raccoon talking to you?
Treasure trove of multidimensional information and knowledge waiting to be deciphered. It's essential to understand that consciousness isn't merely an offshoot of biological processes. Instead, biological existence is a manifestation of consciousness. The universe is powered
Wait,
by
what?
certain to understand that consciousness isn't merely an offshoot of biological processes. Instead, biological existence is a manifestation of consciousness. The universe
What does that even mean? You just switched them around and you think it means something different then?
is powered by our DNA template to understand that consciousness isn't merely an offshoot of biological processes. Instead, biological existence is a manifestation of consciousness. The universe is powered by certain life force energies which are innately conscious and alive. Consciousness is energy.
Kundalini.
Energy is conscious.
Maharata.
That means energy is alive.
See, these dudes are just going off of the bullshit that is spewed by Hindus. This is all just Hinduism.
Reality itself
Go
is
on.
thought construction. That means consciousness is creating reality. The core substance of the
Consciousness is
cosmos is
creating
consciousness.
reality.
Thought, thinking, is an attribute of consciousness.
Ooh, the
filter
Matrix.
through which consciousness manifests itself into the hologram of form. Remember, in the Inner Christos freedom teachings, you will learn that reality is a living.
Okay, I just can't anymore. Yeah, it's just here. You you deserve it. You deserve it. Bravo, 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 bravo. Just how do people fall for that stuff?